Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Train of Thought. My name is Trey, and this is where I share my thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets. So the Jets wrapped up their home and home against the Stars in Dallas tonight, and they fell 3-2 in overtime. Hard-fought game. To be honest, I'm okay with them getting a point or this game. Yes, it would have been wonderful if they won. But I think that, they say sometimes there are no moral victories. But the Jets getting a point in this game says a lot. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But just recapping the game a little bit, the Jets fell down 2-0. Goal in the first period by the Stars by Jamie Benn. And then in the second period, so they're down 2-0 going into the third, and the Jets being the Jets, you know that they're going to come out hard. And they hadn't played really poorly. They committed a bunch of penalties, gave up a power play goal on the first goal of the game, but didn't look too bad. I thought, and I'll talk about this a little bit more, but Mark Scheifele committed a dumb penalty. I'm not afraid to say it. Dumb penalty. Or to have a 4-minute minor was pretty dumb. And they were able to overcome that, and they played hard, and then you knew that they were going to come out and push in the third period. That worst case scenario, they're going to lose like 2-1. Because that's been their MO for now 29 games. And that's what I love about this team. So came out, Blake Wheeler got a goal. I think it was about 5 minutes or so into the third period, and then they tied the game. They were pushing hard in the last 5 minutes. The ice was really tilted in their favor, and Mark Scheifele was wide open. And buried it, which he had an opportunity in a very similar spot the other night in LA. It was actually the last shot of the game because he shot it at the buzzer, but he was in the same spot very late in the game, down 2-1, and shot and didn't score. So he got his opportunity again, and he buried it, which was also some good atonement for that penalty. So that's how it got to be 2-2. And then in overtime, Josh Morrissey committed a penalty. Stars went on a 4-on-3 power play, and Joe Pavelski scored to win the game for Dallas. So just talking about some of the when I was talking about how I'm okay with them getting a point. They played about as well on Tuesday night as Dallas played poorly. It was two totally opposite teams in that regard on Tuesday night, and that's why the score was 5-1. Dallas was lucky to have a goal, and they were also fortunate that they only gave up 5 because their goalie, Hudobin, I believe. I was hesitant to say his name the other night because I didn't want to say it wrong, but he was awesome. And the coach came out, Jim Montgomery, the Stars coach, came out and kind of ripped on his team a little bit and said that he apologized to Hudobin after the second period of that game because I think the goalie even broke his stick after the second period against the goalpost because he was so upset. So you knew that the Stars were going to come fired up. They're going to be on home ice. They wanted to respond. And also, how are the Jets going to respond? They're going back on the road. And what kind of energy level were they going to bring? How are they going to match the Stars' intensity? And that's why I'm happy with a point. Because they didn't get blown out. They didn't lose the game 2-0. Because Dallas played their game tonight, and Dallas got what they wanted. They got 2 points. but there's games where Paul Maurice has said, and I think he mentioned in his pregame comments that this was, or on the TV broadcast, he made some comments about games where the deck is stacked against you because of your energy level or whatever. And he talked about some games that they had against New Jersey where they lost in a shootout, and the game against Columbus about close to 2 weeks ago now, where they came out and played really well at home and won late. And they responded with a solid effort. They tied the game late, so that kind of, you almost steal a point by scoring in the final 45 seconds to tie the game. So that shows the resiliency of this team, that they're gonna go home. I know they're probably gonna be satisfied with their efforts. Connor Hellebuyck, if I hadn't mentioned, was stellar again tonight. His effort was awesome. He had 36 saves, and it was a good physical battle. I think the Jets went toe-to-toe in that regard. The biggest thing I didn't like, and I mentioned it a little bit, and thankfully it didn't bite the Jets, because that probably would have doomed them. They were down 2-0. Mark Scheifele got called for a penalty, and he argued and argued and argued. And I like Mark. He's a great player. He vindicated himself with that late goal. But the ref was kind of like, back off, man. And he kept talking, and he got another 2 minutes. And I said a naughty word when that happened towards him because I was upset that he did that. But thankfully, the Jets killed that penalty, which was awesome, and showed their resiliency, and also showed how far their penalty kill has come, especially on the night when they gave up 2 power play goals. So that's a lot of what I have tonight. I'm 7 minutes in. Hopefully I wasn't going all over the place, but so I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of the game? What did you think about the efforts? Are you satisfied with the points? Also, another reason why I'm satisfied with the point is they've played the Stars 4 times now, and both teams have 5 points. So if they were lost in regulation, they wouldn't have been tied points wise. So I'm happy about that. They have one more game in March. They played four times in less than a month, and now they're not going to play until March. So that game will be a winner take all for the season series. Who knows, maybe for playoff seedings too, with how close these teams are. They're only a point apart in the standings right now. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I enjoy doing these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks.